WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Cash Matlock. The Mississippi State Department of Health reports 1,017 new cases of COVID-19 with 14 new deaths. There are 20 new cases among long-term care facilities. Since March 11th, there have been more than 41,000 cases of coronavirus within the state, with more than 1,300 deaths. It's presumed that more than 25,000 Mississippians have recovered from the virus. Well, Lowndes County soccer fields host a COVID-19 testing center earlier today. The testing site was active until 2 p.m. Organizers there were expecting between 50 and 100 people to show up throughout the day. Patients were allowed to drive up and stay in their cars during their swab. If you did not get the chance to get tested today, another testing facility will be in Starkville on Monday at the Oktibbeha County Safe Room. You can visit our website for more information on how to sign up and get tested. 7,000 Mississippi National Guard troops will soon go to Camp Shelby for training. Now, COVID-19 precautions are being put in place. The Guard will host the troops from the end of July through the month of August on a rotational basis. There will be daily screening measures for troops, mask requirements, and increased sanitation stations at the camp. Units are moving to a field training environment to help maintain social distancing while completing training requirements. Well, in the U.S., the number of confirmed coronavirus cases has climbed above 3.6 million infections, and close to 140,000 people have died. CBS News correspondent Michael George reports from New York on efforts to slow a summer surge across much of the nation.
The coronavirus continues its relentless march across the U.S. Florida announced more than 10,000 new cases were confirmed Friday. The city of Miami's new mandatory face mask policy kicks in Monday, carrying fines of up to $500. Dr. Michael Sogg, who treats COVID-19 patients in Birmingham, Alabama, had the virus in March.
Walking down the road and I don't see people wearing masks, and I see a total disregard for what's going on in the world around them. I feel compelled to shout from the rooftops what I'm seeing.
18 states are in a so-called red zone, according to an unpublished report prepared for the White House Coronavirus Task Force. Obtained by CBS News, the report says states seeing large spikes should take more stringent and consistent steps to slow the spread.
We've got to do it across the board in those areas. This is serious business, and we can turn it around. If I didn't think we could do it, I wouldn't be so emphatic.
In California, Burbank is one of many areas that have closed off traffic on a main thoroughfare to make way for outdoor seating after the state reimposed restrictions this week.
It's going to be kind of tough trying to adjust to this and sit around people, and even the wind, the way it's moving, you never know. If someone sneezes and while your mask is off.
According to all the guidelines, we shouldn't spend time inside, right? So it's a concern for the family.
Indoor dining, gyms, malls, movie theaters, and more will not be part of New York City's Phase 4 reopening set for Monday. Despite that, Governor Andrew Cuomo says it's inevitable his state will see a second wave of the coronavirus. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Governor Cuomo says the second wave he predicts will come from lack of compliance and enforcement of prevention measures and from infected people returning from other states.
It is certainly hot and humid out there on this Saturday evening. Take a look at current temperatures. We are sitting at 94 degrees in Columbus, 97 right now in Vernon, Alabama, 97 as well in Aberdeen, 95 in Tupelo. But of course, once you factor in the humidity, the heat index is over 100 for nearly the entire WCBI viewing area. Now, overnight tonight, we are going to notice those clouds continuing to basically stay away from the area. We'll say mostly clear tonight. 74 for the low. It is going to still be muggy out there with just a very light southeasterly wind. Tomorrow, unfortunately, much of the same as what we saw today with the heat and the humidity. 96 in Columbus and in Vernon, 96 as well in Tupelo. And again, heat index values close to 105, so dangerous heat. Once again, stay hydrated and, of course, stay in the shade or the air conditioning if you absolutely can. I've got more details coming up in my full first alert forecast in just a bit. Cash.
All right, thanks, Trevor. Well, each school district has a different restart plan, but all include elements that have teachers and parents on edge. A newly formed group called Mississippi Teachers Unite rallied outside of the state capitol for nearly 2 hours Friday. Courtney Ann Jackson has highlights and reaction from the governor.
These teachers are mad.
MDE must postpone a dangerous
reopening until at least September 1st to ensure safe school environments.
And I want to see my students more than anything, but I want them to be alive more than anything. As people said before, we can't teach dead students. I can't show up to work if I'm dead.
They don't think the money is there for the return to be a safe one.
We usually have running water. We never have soap and rarely have paper towels, so I don't really see how this is going to happen. Any supplies that I have, I'm going to have to buy for myself.
Some parents echoed those concerns.
I want my kids to get an education, but if this is going to destroy it, then I ask that they do what they need to do. If it can't be September 1st, guess what? It needs to open up when this virus is gone.
Within hours, Governor Reeves was addressing some of these same topics at his briefing.
The American Academy of Pediatrics said that closing schools could in fact itself push children to a higher risk of death. They're right. We have to provide the structure for children.
In the way of safety, he says it shouldn't be an issue.
At least $150 million going to schools to pay for masks, hand sanitizer, and other necessary PPE.
Districts have until July 31st to finalize their plans for the fall semester.
They want me to do an executive order mandating that every school acts exactly the same. As of today, I do not see that as the best course of action.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Governor Reeves had a meeting with the state superintendent and chairman of the State Board of Education Friday. He says they're all in agreement that in-classroom instruction needs to be available, and they believe it can be done safely. Well, 2020 will go down as the year of debate in the state. Chad Groening takes a look at the latest example of citizens learning to become part of civil discussion.
We are here today to talk about, to reinforce, and to rally together the patriotic spirit of America.
The rally was put on by the newly created organization known as PRIME, which stands for Patriots for Rights, Integrity, Morals, and Ethics. And these folks believe their rights are being taken away.
And we go out today and we listen to people and they start putting down our founding fathers. And our founding fathers were good men, good honest men who depended on God. And the foundation for this country came from the teachings of the Almighty. We've got to protect these rights.
But many of those gathered believe their rights were violated when the state legislature voted to change the Mississippi state flag.
It's not our elected representatives and state senators' place to take the vote of the Mississippi people. Whenever they were approached with it, they should have said, no, it's not my place, it's yours. This is my stance.
While there was a great deal of passion at this meeting, the passion really took off when State Senator Chad McMahon, who voted to change the flag, took the microphone.
How many Democrats are here? If you're a Democrat, raise your hand, be proud of it.
Raise yours. We don't have Democrats.
Yeah, see, I'm going to give you my personal opinion first. I'm a Republican. That flag right there, hear me out, that flag right there is the Democrat battle flag. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's what it is. But I didn't come to give my own opinion. I want you to hear me. I voted the will of the district of the people I represented. I had over 15,000 people contact me and ask me to vote to change the flag.
But the Mississippi state flag wasn't the only issue on the minds of today's rally attendees. Many were not happy with the mandates imposed by several cities in North Mississippi to wear face masks in public.
If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. That should be a personal choice. If businesses require you to wear a mask as a condition of entering into the business, well then respect private property rights and wear a mask. If the government tells you to do it, the government is without authority, because if the government can tell us what we can do with our bodies, which is the most fundamental right that we have, then all of our other rights are gone.
Rally attendee Gary Vaughn summed up the sentiment of many in the crowd who are concerned about the direction the country could be headed.
We're going to see the demise of America that we've grown up to love. We're going to become a socialist country. That scares me.
Chad Groening, WCBI News, Tupelo.
Event organizers say they are already planning to hold another rally next month. Well, some big improvements are coming to a busy Oktibbeha County road. More than 4 miles of Poorhouse Road will be redone with an asphalt surface. Money from the county and the state will pay for repairs. Work will start on Highway 25 and continue to Oktok Road. A traffic light will also be installed within the next 3 months.
Intersection of Old Highway 25 and Poorhouse Road. This has been an intersection where we've seen safety issues. We did data studies to know exactly what we needed to do, which included traffic counts and the accident reports. And they came back and said that we needed to put in a light, and we're also going to illuminate the area.
The traffic light project is already under contract. After the break, we'll tell you all about a new app that'll get you up and moving this summer. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 p.m. with Cash Matlock.
Welcome back, everyone. New apps are created and curated constantly to help users with everyday situations. But now there is an app for people who are hunting and fishing connoisseurs, and even those who aren't, but they still want to go on an adventure outside. Our Savannah Gato got to meet with the creators and founders of Global Outdoors and has more details on their new app.
No matter where you are in the country or even the world, Global Outdoors is an app that allows users to find, rate, review, and book all types of outdoor experiences and activities.
It's going to allow them to find places they otherwise wouldn't have been able to discover before. It's going to allow those people to review different kinds of places and let people know what places are really, really great for whatever activity and what places, may not be so good for whatever activity. It really is designed for the person who has absolutely no experience at all and the master hunter, fisherman, rock climber, etc.
Co-founder Mark Alexander Sr. says he was inspired from traveling over the years.
I've been able to find a lot of neat things to do all over the world, but as you travel, it gets harder and harder, and using the internet, you're searching all over different locations and have to make sure you're going to try and get a good experience once you go somewhere and spend a lot of money. So I decided that it would be a good thing to try and put all those things together that are rated and reviewed, and then you could decide where you wanted to go with the best experience provider.
The app functions two ways.
You've got people like you and me that are looking for something to do, and then you've got people who are offering something to do. And we've created something that's easy for both groups of people. So for instance, a business owner, they can go on there and enter all their information and have a Global Outdoors page and solicit their business how they would a typical website or however they do that on the internet. But we also allow for people to respond to their reviewers. They can connect all their social media.
They've got over 12,000 experiences on the website right now, and they are expanding all over the world.
Our goal is to be the premier website and app for everything outdoor related.
The Global Outdoors app is free of charge and available on the App Store and Google Play.
Coming up right after the break, I've got details on more hot weather, heat index values over 100 degrees, and the potential for some pop-up showers and storms. That's all coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
Well, folks, you don't need a meteorologist to tell you that it is hot and humid out there. We are officially in the dog days of summer, and that's really going to continue here for the next several days. No break from the heat anytime soon. 96 tomorrow, 97 for Monday. We are going to introduce the chance for some pop-up showers and storms come Tuesday. But even then, with the rain chances, we're still going to be in the mid to upper 90s with heat index values well over 100 degrees for much of the afternoon and evening hours. So unfortunately, even though there could be some rain later this week, no relief from the heat anytime soon. Definitely none out there right now. 94 degrees officially at the Air Force Base. But of course, the number that matters is what it actually feels like. That heat index value is 102. And folks, look outside. It just kind of looks hot out there. It's a little hazy. Just a few high, thin clouds passing through. Generally nothing but sunshine across the area. No rain to report. There have been some showers, though, off to our west in the Delta. Not going to affect us overnight tonight. Take a look at this sunrise, though, from this morning. This is down on the South Farm at Mississippi State University. You see a little bit of fog, kind of one of those inversion layers where the temperature is warming up with height, so the clouds can't build up above it. So you get that kind of foggy look there. Really just looks like summertime out there as the sun began to rise, starting to heat up the day. The good news is the sun's going down soon. That means the temperatures fall down as well. We'll be around 75 or 76 for the low tonight. Generally calm winds, and that allows the muggy air to stick around. If you're trying to do any stargazing tonight or take a look at the comet, I think it's good weather for that as well. We're going to stay mostly clear with just a few high, thin clouds passing through. Tomorrow, really much of the same as today. We're going to go for 96 for the high, partly cloudy skies. Again, hot and humid, heat index values close to 105. And the potential will be there for a stray afternoon shower or storm. I say 95% of us won't see any rain tomorrow, but 5% of you could see an isolated pop-up shower or storm through the afternoon. The big thing we're going to be watching, though, of course, is the heat. Also, the UV index, basically maxed out tomorrow at 11. That means the sunlight is very powerful. So if you plan to be outside in the pool, on the lake, anything like that, you want to apply plenty of sunscreen. But of course, the best bet this time of year is to stay in the shade, if at all possible. And as I mentioned, really no relief in the way of rainfall anytime soon, at least guaranteed rainfall. We're going to keep rain chances fairly low for both Sunday and Monday. We do bump them up just a little bit, 30 to 40% here by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but generally no rainfall is guaranteed. But, a pop-up shower or storm certainly possible here. Generally, though, high pressure stays in control of our weather. That means we stay hot, humid, and generally dry here, at least through the end of next week, going into next weekend. Here's a look at your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Again, mostly dry tomorrow and Monday. 97 for the high on Monday. Heat index values much higher than that. Chances for rain and storms Tuesday through Friday. Not everybody going to see rain, but either way, it doesn't help with our temperatures too much. 94 to 95 for the high. And then I think we dry out once again by next weekend. Temperatures staying warm. Overnight lows mild and muggy in the mid-70s, Cash.
Trevor, I feel like I got my wish because last week and the week before, I was just talking about how I was tired of the rain and I wished it would go away, and now I'm kind of regretting that.
And now you're complaining because you wish you had some rain to cool us down.
I think I have superpowers. I think whatever I say just happens or something.
It's just like magic.
Maybe so. All right, thanks, Trevor. Well, Sullivan is the next stop on the high school football tour. WCBI Sports is next. Don't go anywhere.
Your WCBI Sports is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further. WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
When we get back, 1st of June there, they really didn't miss a beat. They worked hard. They really did. They've been working really hard for us, and I know some of them ain't been doing what they're supposed to be doing in the off season, but they're getting back at it now, and they really, they've been working really hard. It's been a good summer.
1, 2, 3,
just seeing the teamwork and the camaraderie those people had and the leadership we had. I think that the senior class this year is they were juniors last year, obviously, and then they saw what kind of leadership it takes to do that, and I think they're going to follow that. They've been doing a really good job this summer in the weight room and conditioning, and I think that would be the main thing, is the leadership. Got there 5 years ago, and that's the kind of offense we run. Is it's going to be, yards going to be shared around, and I think we'll probably do that again this year. Skill-wise, we're going to be pretty experienced, on that side of the ball on offense. The line will be young, but we're going to be, got some big kids coming up. We graduated 4 of 5 offensive line starters last year, so that if they can hold up, I think, and I think they will. That'd be the questions of the guys in the trenches. I'm going to move a few people around to put them in the best spot they can help us out as possible, and we still got some key players that are back on the defense. We're looking forward to having them back, especially that linebacker and some there on the defensive line. So, that'll help us there. But that's what we plan on doing. Just move them around and put them in the right spot. They all push each other. Each grade pushes each other and makes them work hard and holds them accountable. That's the main thing, hold them accountable. It's just getting back to it. And just hopefully we'll, get out there and be able to play this fall.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Solligent High School is brought to you by Shop and Save and J-Sand Flooring Professionals.
Heat and humidity sticking around here for at least the next 7 days. We are going to introduce some pop-up storm chances through the middle of next week. Generally, though, most of us are going to stay dry. No relief in the way of rainfall.
All right, thanks, Trevor. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you back here at 10.